Hey guys, Boy here, and this is things I've learned with OG.Topson's Mars in 721. For starters, there's this trend of YouTube videos. Ebola can ensure Mars 70% damage reduction, he's taking no damage, and that made a lot of players think that maxing the passive or getting multiple points of the passive early on is great, but that's not necessarily true. While the passive is good, it scales with your HP, and your HP scales with items and levels. This hero, especially in the mid lane, has insane kill potential just because of how good the two first skills are. Just so you understand this game better, Topson first picked Mars, Huskar 10th picked this hero, yet Topson obliterates him. Let's see how. A big problem some players have against Huskars is that usually when they prep to get a CS, they already get close way before they need, and thus they take Burning Spear's damage unnecessarily, since Huskar doesn't draw aggro to attack you. Topson completely disengages, but once the melee creep is about to die, not only he gets it, but he harasses the Huskar while taking him out of the lane because he's way too far forward. Huskar wears opponents down by stacking Burning Spears, but at level 1 he doesn't have the attack speed nor the damage for it, so this is actually a super favorable trade. But there's something even better about it. By zoning Huskar out, Topson's range creep is alive and he will get level 2, which is a huge power spike for Mars, while Huskar is at his weakest point. Topson knows he has a dive opportunity, so he eats his tango, harasses the Huskar while he gets the range creep again. The only mistake Topson commits is not microing his courier, but he dives first so he doesn't draw tower aggro. He makes sure to harass the Huskar before dealing the finishing blow, because if you use everything first, he will most likely be 5% HP and kick your ass. Topson makes sure to buy his bottle before dying, and you might think he commits a mistake here, but what he does is actually suiciding before Huskar comes back. While he has a salve, he is out of mana and he could use that salve way more effectively later. While he has 300 gold here, most of it was reliable and he's not going Bracer, so he didn't have a lot of items to buy anyways. Maybe you were confused as to why he learns God's Rebuke first, and the answer is simple. Almost the same cooldown as Q, it has a bigger AoE, costs less mana, and it does bonus damage to heroes. Not only you're getting CS anyway, but you're harassing the enemy for less mana. That being said, he maxes Q before W, and the answer for that is simple. It synergizes very well with your ult, and it gives Mars catch, which he lacks a lot. W is amazing, but it only scales as you get more damage, whereas your Q is useful from the start. Mars has a lot of cute plays that can be made in the middle lane. Since Huskar wants to sit in the high ground and zone Mars again, he fails to realize that he can be thrown back, and luckily for him, he doesn't get stunned, but still takes a fair bit of damage. Topson also almost kills the curve because of this play. Bottle is great on Mars because it makes up for a lot of his weaknesses, from low mana pool to lack of mobility or damage for solo kills. Topson pops the haste immediately here, which is not something you see pro players do often, but what he wants to do is use his W to harass the Huskar, knowing that he will have another one before haste wears off and he has no salve or regen, so he wants to commit for this fight right now. He perfectly uses the tower aggro. As soon as he knows the tower will attack that one creep, he commits the spear, but in hindsight he was a little hasty since he did not wait for the W. That being said, once again he buys boot before dying, loses 0 gold, and while he died twice, he is 1.5 levels ahead of the Huskar already. As we showed with the spear into tower, you can also spear the enemy into his own tower or side of the map as you pretend to trade with him. That allows you to deny and get CS without the Huskar being able to do anything. This hero really benefits from runes and from the solo experience, and that might change if they nerf Mars, but right now, I think he's a solid mid hero. As you can see, even though he got level 2 of the W, he maxes the spear level 5 because the scaling on the stun is ridiculous at the moment. With the double damage he gets, and the fact that he uses the tree line here, he can easily dive and kill him. Another reason for maxing the spears is that your ult gives you a free chance to spear people. In this case, Topson didn't want to wait the ult to be ending to use the spear, or else he would take a lot of Huskar damage, but if you're level 7, you can effectively trap a hero there for 8 seconds if you wait until the very end for the spear. I guess the hard pill to swallow here is why going Atos. A lot of players are going Drums and Vlads and Dasso, and they're all great items, but the first thing I want to defend here, and that's quite similar to why Viper goes for the item, is mana sustain. With the item, you increase your mana and mana regen in 50%. Since Mars cooldowns are super low, he does need mana items, and while Arcanes could be an option, it doesn't give you damage, which Phase Boots gives you super early, while also giving you armor and reach so that you can get your ults off. Look how we can chase this man here with Phase Boots and get the ult on him. Atos also gives you 240 HP, which is pretty good, and Catch, which you lack. Blink Dagger and Vlads are amazing, but he can look super squishy without any stat items, and since you're going mid and you have the goal to get the Atos super early, it's just pretty good. And I mean, you're also skipping the passive, so the tankiness it gives you just makes it all click. When playing Mars, it's important to keep tabs on the heroes that can leave your ult. PA is one of them, and if you watch this clip, you will notice that Topson pushes the PA away from him with the spear trying to find a stun. But look at this moment, and then look at this one. In both scenarios, he could have the PA in the arena, but Topson knows the creep wave is coming, so he waits for that, and with this play, PA can only run away forward, which is pretty bad for her and she dies. Another reason Atos is such a good item on Mars is that it gives you a very early lockdown that few heroes can deal with, that allows you to reposition. Note how Topson waits life break to be used so that the Atos doesn't get dispelled as he rotates around Huskar to get the stun off. While some players are going dead so early on this hero, he already has a lot of damage, especially if you go mid to get early levels, meaning that you can still do a lot with just the Atos. One thing to note is that you might feel that Atos in bottle is too much mana sustain, but not only, as we already saw, runes are amazing on this hero, the fact that Atos is so much of your mana allows you to be even more efficient with bottle by backpacking the item. Kills are super easy to get with Atos, and getting it as early as possible makes sure that there's no item that can spell it, and also forces heroes like PA that would be going for greedier items to get early BKBs. The problem in this game though is that Radiant never got enough time for the BKB. Watch how easy Topson clears a stack of large creeps even though he has almost no damage items. Mana really enables this hero as long as the numbers on his spells don't change too much. A big power spike for this hero is level 15. With the damage talent, you can deal about 1.1k damage to people easily, and that's why going BKB makes sense. You don't have to do it every game, but there's decent magic damage and control on Radiant, and since you have no Blink Dagger, BKB gives you 34 damage, gives you HP and the magic immunity. Since you have no Blink, and since he wants to lock Huskar inside, having BKB to prevent the Burning Spear damage is amazing. While Mars can KO infinitely, he has such a strong power spike at this stage that sometimes BKB is all you need to win the game. Mars is one of the best team fighters ever. All his cooldowns, including his ult, are short, so yeah, maybe you can go Battle Fury on him, but you would be wasting a huge part of the hero as well. Even though Dire gets Aegis, Radiant pushes so fast that Topson is forced to come back, and we can see another benefit of the Atos. Even though Lash wanted to disengage here, because of that item, he locks 3 and not 2 heroes in. Everyone dies, and while they did get the tier 3, Dire throws the game shortly after that. Guys, thank you very much for commenting, liking, and subscribing. Really appreciate you all here. If you want to make this channel sustainable, make sure to check my Patreon. There's some pretty cool rewards that you can check out there. I have a Twitter, and there's a lot of cool videos that I make with people that watch this channel or follow me there. So make sure to follow me on Twitter if you want to participate in those videos. I also have a Twitch where I play and cast. There is an Instagram and Discord channel you can find in the description below. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.